Hello. So again, it is November 13th, 2025, Thursday afternoon. I'm here, but it is kind of bright right in my eyeballs, so I'm going to put these on. Hopefully that's not too rude. And hopefully you can hear me. It's kind of windy out here. I'm trying to block the microphone a tiny bit, but I am under the same beautiful tree again. Out next to the plate out in Sosolo. I guess I'll show you the view here too, because this is pretty. I think it's around like 5 p.m. I was doing some reading and thinking of what I can read to you guys next. Checked in on the book earlier this morning on a chapter about, randomly popped into the chapter called Heaven, and the little bookmark in that part, because I have a bunch of like pages folded over and little bookmarks and highlights and notes and random things in there, but the tiny teeny little piece of paper that was a bookmark is, I don't even know what it would be in English, but it's like the slip. Are you ready for this? In 2019, the tiny slip of paper that they gave me just around this time when my dad died, when they put him in the refrigerator at the morgue. Awkward. Yes. Do I still have that paper? Yes. So not everybody's favorite topic, but it's been in my face and on my mind and in my heart quite a bit lately, with an uncle's health situation going on. Some of you guys know and have been following along. And this is in English this time, not in Turkish, because that's where I am right now. I'm sure it'll flip back and forth, but yeah. Side note, I had a talk with a cousin-in-law, but a cousin of mine the other day, how when she talks about certain topics, she speaks in English and other topics in Turkish, and actually, sorry for outing you, but I won't out you too much, but she was saying when she talks about her dad and her dad's death that she speaks in English, and somehow it makes it less real to her. So I can kind of relate to that, I think. And I read something somewhere else before too, and I'm sure a lot of you know that this is true, but when you speak in certain languages, it's connected to different parts of your mind. And so maybe when you speak in a certain language or another, some things feel more real or not real, or you connect to certain topics or subjects more than others, stuff, or you can speak about feelings in one language and logic type things or facts and whatever in a different language. It's just pretty fascinating. So maybe that's why I'm speaking in English. It'll be 6 years since my dad passed away on the 19th. And kind of crazy. I've shared this with some of you too, but I feel like I have a better relationship with him now than I did in the many years of my life that he was alive. So if he died 6 years ago, he passed when I was 34, and it was 34 years of a very, very, very challenging relationship. Probably not all of it, but in my mind, in my memory or intellectual mind or adult thinking or whatever, and how I remember him and us and our relationship is tough, very, very tough. So yeah, so more recently I have, some witnessing and holding space that I've been doing, and somewhat a little bit partaking in just watching the animals out here. Sorry. Yeah, partaking in the physical decline of my uncle. My aunt's hubby and two of my cousins' dad, and spending time with them the last few years during a harder time in his sickness and stuff. And I hope you guys don't mind that I'm sharing about this. I won't go into too much detail, but it's related to all of us, and I relate a lot since my dad is dead. And yeah, it's been interesting being with my uncle on this path because I wasn't with my dad on this path. I did see him 2 or 3 times, twice I think, the last few weeks of his life, but prior to that I hadn't seen him in fucking years. So yeah, interesting. Bad joke, but you gotta joke somewhere. We were talking about the other day, there's a Dead Dads Club, DDC. And I know a lot of you are in that club. Some of you even doubled up biological dad and stepdad, who was a big part of your life. Both passed away. So it's just interesting, like the having another man in our family, our extended family, who is slowly transitioning into whatever's next, and witnessing that and just trying to be calm and peaceful and supportive and show some loving grace during that time period. It's been interesting and really sweet, really hard, and I wish strength and peace on everybody. It sounds so fucking cliche. Strength and patience. Patience is a big one. And ease and comfort. Those are big. Heavy topic, dude. Having a mom or dad, a parent in our lives pass away from this physical realm into wherever or whatever is next for them is a huge life, what do they call it? A rite of passage. A rite of passage. So yeah, if any of you are watching this or listening, I'd be curious to hear if you have any feelers or stories to share on the passing of your pops. Because it's weird. It's like the masculine energy who has brought you to this physical plane no longer exists in this physical plane. That's wild. It affects you whether you want to admit it or not. Psychologically, emotionally, physically, I think it does too. In so many different ways. And this is whether or not you had a good relationship with that person in your lifetime. It has quantum effects on your DNA. So it's a trip. It's a big time trip. Yeah, so I was trying to see which chapters would kind of match that vibe. But I don't feel like reading out here. So I'll get to that the next day or two when I'm at the table. Yeah, if anybody wants to share, I'm always open to listening or reading. If you want to write or call. Yeah, if you can't tell, if you haven't realized from like the videos, I'm in kind of a receiving mode right now. So I guess a part of me wants to apologize for not reaching out specifically one by one. But that doesn't feel like that's the right thing for me to do right now. I feel like holding space in this time, in this crazy time, is important, and just being open to sharing vulnerable shit to see if it lands for any of you guys or makes you feel a little better or anyone can relate. Just sending like a virtual or digital hug, an energetic hug to all of you. I did a weird thing earlier before I came out of the bike and made a list of the people I could think of in my life who've lost their dad in the last few years, or in general. And starting from my parents too. My dad was fucking 15 when he lost his dad. My aunt was 11. Like, what? My mom was, it was right after I was born, so she was like 33 when she lost her dad. Yeah, it's a fucking trip, dude. I never got to meet my grandpas, either of them, which is sad. So, yeah, I have a lot of sad energy around the male ancestors in my family, which kind of stinks, but tis what it is, and have been doing a lot of work around that over the years. Kind of liking the lighting out here right now. Woo. Anyway, I love you guys. Sorry, not sorry for not doing the subtitles or captions, because part of me doesn't want to. I just want to keep these raw and unedited, and whoever listens, that means they're the ones who are gonna listen or hear it. So thank you for listening and watching, and I love you.